Welcome back to the final segment of Investing with Confidence. As always, I am your host, Joshua David, an online trading academy, the sponsor of Investing with Confidence, on their 25th year, teaching people skills just like you, skills and techniques to trade, invest in these financial markets, great opportunities in the markets. If you're not in these markets right now, you are missing out. If you happen to miss tickets to a free investing class right here in Bloomington, you can just call 952 814 4410, or you can just text the word invest to the number 484848. When you do that, we'll get a text right back to you, and you can get set up for this free investing class. Al teaches these, I teach these as well, and they're about 2 hours locally right here in Bloomington. So, Al, we have, in that last segment, we really talked a lot about 401ks, IRAs. We were referring to retirement accounts. Now, it's imperative and paramount, like you said, to have strategies for up markets, have strategies for down markets, but also have strategies for sideways markets as well. And I think a lot of our listeners are stuck to that one-way strategy, but they want to learn those techniques for up and down markets. Now, with the current market conditions, we have, obviously markets are back at all-time highs again. We talked last week. So when we were talking last week, markets were crashing. Great opportunities. We were fired up. That was a great opportunity for people that were shorting the market. Now the market is coming back. So there's more opportunities as it goes up. So when you're talking about multiple directional strategies, how can people really use that strategy to their advantage, but still be able to work? People work during the day. You got to be able to have a little bit of fun. How do everyday people actually get into these markets and do that with more confidence?
Yeah, most of our students are not, enthusiastic about sitting in front of a computer all day long watching a chart. That will drive you nuts. Then we'd end up coming to visit you in a lockup facility somewhere if you do that long enough. But so most people want to do this in a way where they don't have to pay attention, or very little attention, I should say, to what they're doing as far as investing and trading. That's what we do. Most of our students use a strategy and a trading platform that we have called Click that we give our students to use that really shows them how to minimize the amount of time it takes to put a trade together and be able to set a trade where you have identified where you want to get into the trade. Where's your entry point down the road in the future? And the future can be anywhere from the same day to 2 or 3 days from now, or a week or a year from now. But what price do you want to actually have that position entered? And then what if you're wrong? Well, then you have a position set to get you out if you're wrong. What if you're right? You have a position set to get you out with the full profit potential. So those are all preset. You don't have to sit in front of your computer. The software does all the work for you. So it becomes very important then to be able to identify the right price. That really is what is the key, is identifying the precise price to get into something. That then will determine the quality of your protection and the amount of profit you can get. And it also allows you to do it whether you're going on the long side. In other words, you expect the market to go up, or you expect the market to go down. And the ironic thing, Josh, is that most people, the majority of the people in this country, are in a retirement portfolio that, number one, only has the potential to benefit them if the market goes up. So you're missing out on more than 50% of the opportunities. Number two, it's going to give you probably somewhere between a 3 to 5% return and expose you to 40, 50, 60% downturns. If we go through a correction or a bear market, your retirement portfolio is going to ride right down with the bear.
Yep.
So those are the things that you want to make sure you don't have happen. One of the ways you can do that is to self-direct. Have a self-directed retirement account where you have the opportunity to use the leveraged assets that we mentioned. You have the opportunity to participate in up markets, down markets, sideways markets, shorter term, long term. You've opened up a whole new world of opportunities for you. And you know what the really great thing is? You don't pay any fees.
Yeah.
You're not paying the fees to your financial advisor, who in reality has given you very little and maybe no advice over the years, and has taken 40 to 50 to 60% of what you could have in your retirement account because of those fees.
Yeah, a lot of times when I teach these investing classes, we talk a lot about how individuals like, like you're listening right now, how you're being conditioned to have somebody manage your money, somebody manage your future, somebody dictate and kind of tell you what you should and shouldn't be doing during retirement years. And that's not what a lot of people want. I've had a lot of conversations with friends, and they're like, you know what? I need to self-direct my account. I need to learn how to do that because I don't want to pay fees.
Hmm.
Fees are detrimental to a retirement account, but also you miss out on that compounding effect, which could be hundreds of thousands of dollars over a course of a lifetime. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. If you want to learn more about retirement accounts, how to, different techniques to protect them, different ways to potentially eliminate fees, we have investing classes right here in Bloomington. Just call 952-814-4410 or just text the word invest to the number 484848. We'll give you a text back, but we'll call you when you text in to make sure you get set up for a date for this investing class that you need. So Al, I want to talk just a little bit different here. We have so many stocks out there, and there's so many strategies out there, and there's so many stocks to pick from.
Hmm.
How does like somebody that knows and understands how to trade and invest, how does somebody pick the right stock? Like, where do you look? How do you narrow it down? There's thousands of stocks out there. Do people trade every one?
No, well, some people try to, and that's what makes this very confusing. Most of the people that are really successful have just a minimal amount of things that they will trade or invest. Some only one or two. There are people that actually do very well just trading one stock using one of the leveraged assets that I'm talking about. But one of the things that we do for our students is provide access to live sessions where we provide trading ideas for them. On our website every day, our pros, the professional instructors we have, will post trading ideas.
So different trade setups for
Different trade
individuals
setups.
to kind
Right.
of utilize to kind of continue to build their skills too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then if you look at an asset like futures, for example, well, in the stock market, there's thousands and thousands of stocks to choose from. In the futures market, there's just a handful of choices that you have, which make it a lot more convenient, a lot easier to choose. And most people over the course of time will find just a couple of things that they feel comfortable trading or investing. Our whole goal is really to simplify things for you. But the most important thing is not just identifying what you're going to trade, but it's identifying when and how to do it, how to trade it, when and how to trade or invest in it. And that gets down to price. Most people are using strategies that will get you into something after a good part of the move has already taken place. You mentioned, I think, in the first section about turning points. That's the best time to have the most advantageous trade that you can make is when price turns and changes direction. That's the beginning of a trend. People have maybe heard this phrase, the trend is your friend until the bend in the end. Well, that's true, but that means you want to ride as much of the trend as possible, which means you have to identify when it starts and when it ends. And who's making that determination? It's the institutions, the
Big
smart
money.
money we talk about. They start the beginning of a trend. They are causing the turning point in price, whether it's going down and turning to go up to start an uptrend, or whether it's stopping the upward movement, turning to go down, which starts a downtrend. You want to ride those as much as possible, the full movement of the trend. And that's why it's so important to be able to identify where these institutions are trading, what they're doing, which is what our core strategy does. It's designed to show you how to time the changes in price based on institutional activity.
Yeah, just you were kind of having me think about something when you were talking about you basically what you were talking about is fear and greed. The public is trading and investing off of fear or greed.
Right.
Now, if you're listening right now, I'm sure a lot of our listeners' strategies are find a stock, see how it's doing. If it's going up, things are looking good, and they wait for it to go a little bit higher, and they say, I'm going to buy more when it gets to here, then I'll buy more when it gets a little higher, and they're just buying at higher prices.
Right.
Now, let's think about this a little bit differently. And I kind of talk about this in the investing classes just to kind of paint that picture a little bit. Would you ever go to Target, and if you're shopping for a loaf of bread, and you say, hey, boy, that loaf of bread is $3.50. I'm going to wait until it goes to $4.50, and then I'm going to buy 2 loaves. You would never do that in your everyday life, but people do that in their trading and investing. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people laughing, or a lot of spouses pointing at their spouse, say, hey, that's what you're doing, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, that's what I do. But you're being conditioned to do that, and it's a strategy based off of hope, fear and greed. Now, what if you had a strategy that had a plan, with strict rules or strict steps in it and just followed it? And that's the
Mhm.
key, is having a plan, having rules within a plan, and then just following that to make smart investing decisions. Al, we have investing classes that I want to give away one last set of tickets to right here in Bloomington. These are classes where we've taught thousands, just like you, our many strategies, which are designed to teach you to make better investing decisions. So callers 1 through 10, last giveaway of the show, call 952-814-4410, or just text the word invest to the number 484848. You'll get a link right back in a text message. Pick a date with this link, and we'll also give you a call to make sure you have the right date and your financial quick start kit. That will help you get started right away. Al, OTA, tip of the week.
Well, you know what the sad truth, Josh, is that there are way too many people in life that are not unlocking or realizing their true potential. And the same thing applies to trading and investing. It's not just gathering more knowledge, by the way. It's what you do with that knowledge. Realizing your full potential only comes with a combination of skill and psychology, controlling emotions. Your mindset controls what you do. Most successful people take control of their mindset, and they really are concentrating on what can go right instead of dwelling on what could go wrong. And a majority of those people use a coach or a mentor. That's what we do. That's what we provide at OTA.
Yep.
Is
Gain
that
some
coaching
guidance,
and guidance.
coaching, and walk you through your step-by-step strategy. But do that with more consistency and also confidence. Last set of tickets for this investing class, 952-814-4410. Same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.